Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm probably the first person. I'm not the first person. It's the legend, Bill Hawley is here. How often do people introduce you as the legend, Bill Hawley? Or do you answer to that even?
They do it, so, I have to answer to it.
Yeah, it's better than hey ding dong or something.
Well, yeah, they could call me much worse. So.
They could call him much worse. That's right. Bill Hawley from Salem is here, and we are going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to talk about sports. We're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to ask him about Kaskaskia College. I didn't realize that he's been there forever and ever. We'll talk a little bit about that. Who knows what we'll get into today, Bill and I, here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You're watching down in Flora, Sisney, over in West Salem, up in Hartville on Channel 100, over in Salem on Channel 99. Do appreciate you tuning in, however so you are. What's going on today on Thursday, July 16th in the way of community events? There are just a few community events taking place today. This evening here in Flora, down at the Flora Depot, they're having their monthly weight loss surgery support group meeting. They do that every month, I think on the third Thursday at 6:30. If you want more information on that, give them a call at 676-7753. Also today, actually going on right now, or starting at 9:30 down at the Fairfield Memorial Hospital. They are having their coffee club from 9:30 to 10:30. They are re-letting people into that. They do that, I believe, also on the third Thursday of the month. They meet at the Fairfield Memorial Hospital Cafe. The cafeteria reopening, I want to say, a couple of weeks ago. Open to anyone interested in attending. It's a great opportunity for folks to get together with other people in the community in a social atmosphere. I do believe they are social distancing down there as well. They'll have free blood pressure checks for you in addition to refreshments. Get you a donut. I don't know what you want to get. That's one of the awful things right now. You can't get a good donut anymore around. Doggone it, Bill.
I wish that was the problem.
Wish that was the only problem.
I haven't had any problem putting on weight during the pandemic.
Here. I'm with you on that. Also going on today down at FMH, the Diabetes Support Group meeting, right as I talk about donuts, wouldn't you know it? Mm-hmm. The Diabetes Support Group meeting is, this month's topic is family. How can they understand diabetes? That's at 4 o'clock this afternoon down at the FMH Medical Arts Complex Education Room. If you want more information on that, give them a call at 842-4617. Pardon me. Also today up in Effingham, Truckers Pub. I try to talk about live music whenever I get the chance because who knows how long we'll still have it. They've got their big karaoke evening, afternoon, whatever it is, 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock today. They are doing karaoke at the Truckers Pub up in Effingham. If you were going to go to a karaoke, when's the last time, or have you ever sung in a karaoke?
The people that have karaoke have asked me not to show up.
I like that.
It's something about my singing voice.
If you would sing a song, what would it be?
Well, I don't know. It'd probably be something country western.
There you go.
It wouldn't be hard rock.
On the road again, something like that. Easy tune. Very easy tune. I like your thinking.
Maybe Abilene.
Abilene's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
I like Abilene.
It's easy.
I'm not going to get a few bars.
No, you're not.
Well, I couldn't help but try. I couldn't help but try. This is July 16th. As I said, this is National Corn Fritter Day. Head to your local Southern-style restaurant, grab a frying pan, whip up these homemade fritters. These bright, crispy morsels make great additions to summer barbecues as well as backyard gathering. Main ingredients include basically corn, meal, egg, and butter, milk. And while they may have originated in in the South. Corn fritters can easily be found all over the place. They can be charged up with peppers, onions, and herbs to give them a regional or even a seasonal flair. As I'm throwing up a few pictures, that's probably the best looking corn fritter right there on that one. That's a dandy. This is also a National Personal Chef Day. Each year on July 16th, National Personal Chef Day recognizes the dedication and hard work of personal chefs across the United States. And I did not realize there is a difference between personal chefs and private chefs. Personal chefs will cook for several people, whereas private chefs are working for just one person. I've got a friend I didn't know the difference, but I've got a friend in St. Louis who does lunch for rich families. He does like 200 lunches a day. That's a personal chef.
That's a personal chef.
That's exactly right, versus a private chef. So we are now celebrating the personal chefs today.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations to our personal chefs.
My personal chef is my wife.
I really, I hate to admit that because my wife would get angry and hit me with a frying pan if I admit that she's my personal chef. But she really is. Yeah, she is my personal chef.
But now she'll want pay.
No, that's the thing, Bill. Just go down and appreciate. Show her some appreciation on that.
I do.
National Personal Chef Day today. I think that's very thoughtful.
I think
and
it
nice.
is.
That'll be nice. This is also continuing Blueberry Month. National Blueberry Month continues here in July. Of course, blueberries, one of the healthiest food you can find. The once wild berry became domesticated during the early 1900s, thanks to observations of Elizabeth Coleman White and research by Dr. Frederick V. Covell. Before their efforts, wild blueberries were never successfully transplanted or raised in any farming operation for personal or commercial production. The only way, and that was in the early 1900s, the only way to enjoy fresh blueberries at that time was to seek them out where they grow naturally. Where they grow naturally. So you've got blueberry. Look at the 80% or 84 calories per cup. Great source of fiber and disease fighting. They're very heart healthy. So blueberries the way to go. There you go. What's on Wabash? What do you want to watch on television today and or tonight? I've got some sports for you. Maybe not some sports you'd be typically watching in late July, but you never know. Got the Korean baseball, KBO baseball playing tomorrow morning. It's on ESPN at 4:30 in the morning. Doosan Bears versus the Kia Tigers. Have you ever gotten up to watch Korean baseball?
Have not, no.
Actually, I do.
I believe that.
I'll watch the second half of the game. So
okay.
So like 6 o'clock in the morning I'll watch. Yeah, I got no problem with that. Horse racing is on today. Back on its opening day at Saratoga. That's on Channel 219, Fox Sports 2, from noon till 5:30. That's a lot of fun. Also, got some soccer going on today. Doubleheader in the Premier League in England on 216, Channel 216. Leicester City versus Sheffield United, and that's at noon, and that'll be followed up at 2:15 by Crystal Palace versus Man U. All kinds of fun stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bill Hawley. I'm Bruce Dickey. We'll be back right after these words on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. See you soon.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Le Mans Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Le Mans always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
It won't always be new. It won't always be clean. It won't always be flawless. But it'll always be yours. So how do you know it'll be protected? To solve the big challenges of tomorrow, take simple steps today. At Country Financial, when you're ready to start, we're ready to help. With auto insurance.
See me, Alex Atwood, in Sisney for your insurance and financial needs.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Established in 1945 by farmers and folks like you, the primary goal of South Central FS has always been to improve the profitability of farming. And with a focus on service and safety, FS Propane is committed to keeping your system and appliances running efficiently. FS is a local full-service propane company offering you expert tank installation and system maintenance, as well as dedicated seasonal service. So when it comes to managing your propane needs, look to the experts. Look to South Central FS. Hello, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Bill Hawley. Bill, thank you so much for checking in today. I just thought we'd get you in here, get folks caught up with you. How you been doing? What's going on?
Been doing well.
Yeah. Staying busy, I guess.
Staying busy.
By the way,
Working.
you notice that we are
6 feet.
successfully social distancing here,
Yeah.
Bill.
Okay.
Safety first, man.
Safety first.
Safety first.
We have to do that.
Exactly right. We got to stop this thing as quickly as we can.
Yes. And it's interfering with a lot of stuff.
It's certainly doing that. Speaking of that, interfering with a lot of sports, interfering with all kinds of things. But before we get to the sports, and we're going to talk about past years, Salem players, and all kinds of things. I did not realize you were an Odin lad, born and bred.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah.
Did you go to grade school, high school there, and the whole thing?
Both.
Where'd you end up going to college?
SIU, Carbondale.
Back
then, it was the SIU.
Oh, I guess they hadn't switched. Well, if you don't mind me asking.
Didn't have an Edwardsville.
What years were you there?
I was at SIU 66 through 70.
Okay, so you were well after my mother was down there back in the 50s. I didn't know how long ago you'd been. So whenever you got finished at SIU back in 70, you started on the radio at WJBD pretty much immediately doing games after that, didn't you?
About a year later. Yeah, it was, 70 was tough in Carbondale because that's when they had the
burned down the
Kent State, and they had the riots, and they closed the campus. And fortunately, I was student teaching at Salem, and they gave us an option to either go home or we could stay and finish the end of the year. So
you just went home.
I stayed and finished the end of the year.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, and they hired me then to teach, so turned out to be a pretty good idea to stay.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, so I started teaching there in 70. 71, the coach there, Lee Emery, recommended me to Brian Davidson because he was getting ready to get FM. And at that time, of course, Fairfield and Salem were sister stations.
Right. Brian Davidson and Tom Land.
Tom Land.
Yeah.
And so I went up, interviewed with Brian Davidson, and he decided to hire me, and that was the beginning.
So you're like 22, 20,
About 22. Yeah.
22 years old when you started doing that, and you're still doing it today.
Yes. Yeah, but the first game wasn't till holiday tournament of 1971. So that was December
So 48,
27th or
48 years plus 49
Something
this
like
fall. That's an amazing accomplishment. I was going to start naming off the area halls of fame that you are in, but I need two hands to.
No. But I've been very blessed, and it's like went into the Odin Hall of Fame a couple of years ago, but not for sports.
Not for.
I was on the other side.
Not for accomplishments at the Swallowwood School.
Not for sports. But for accomplishments and community service and so forth.
Speaking of community service and so forth, and I think the last time you were here, I didn't realize that. I probably should have, but my fault. I did not realize your collaboration and connection with Kaskaskia, with Kaskaskia over there. Tell me about that. How did you get involved with Kaskaskia College?
Well, I was working in Salem, and I had a good friend of mine that was on the Kaskaskia College board, and he came to me one day and said they had an opening on the board and wanted to know if I would consider filling that position.
Were you still teaching at this time?
No, I had already. I taught from 70 to 76.
Oh, okay.
And this was 88, 86, 88, somewhere in there. So I said I'd come for an interview, and they decided to put me on the board, and so that was for a 2-year term, and then at the end of that, you had to run for.
Yeah, I was going to say
you had to run for another 2-year term to finish that term out.
And then run for a 4 after that?
Then you ran for a 4-year term, and I think I ran twice that, and then they went to 6 years.
So you've, I'm doing the math here.
I'm about 32 years this year.
Have you had opposition most of the time, or do they usually have opposition?
Yeah, usually. I used to accuse them of just running against me.
Because it's basically elect 3 at a time or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. 3, and 2.
Yeah.
And,
run. You're running.
I'd say, when they run, nobody runs against them. When I run, they got a whole field out there. So.
That's like my dad when he was on the school board. He was on 3 terms, and he just said he was riding somebody else's coattails every time he got in. So that's cool. You must enjoy that part of your life.
I do. I have enjoyed Kaskaskia College immensely. It does a great service for our entire area, and I just can't speak highly enough of the people I've been associated with out there, and our graduates who have gone on to do great things.
That's what I was going to ask you about. Do you get a chance as a trust? I'm a member of the foundation at Frontier,
right?
And I get a little chance to interact with the kids. I'm 30 years older than these kids. They don't. Do you still get a chance to talk to the kids much? I suppose you do. The students, I mean.
We do. We try to stay active as board members and get to know the students. We also have a student trustee, so I get to interact with them all the time and find out what's going on and so forth. But we have a great president, George Evans, that keeps us all very much informed, and he just works tirelessly for the students at Kaskaskia College, and I can't say enough good things about what he's done, especially during this time period.
Well, you see, right now is a tremendously challenging period for all colleges, and I was taking a look. I was surprised what the enrollment is at Kaskaskia nowadays. How many kids are there? Like over 12,000 at all their campuses or something like that?
Well, no, they don't have that many at all their campuses. Everything's gone down considerably, so it's not a huge enrollment, but when you get to 12,000, you're counting
adult.
Used to we had adult learning.
Yeah.
We had a huge program in the prison at Centralia.
Yeah.
All of our extension centers, adult education, all that figures into that total.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly where we're sitting right now. We won't until we get the fall semester underway.
And that's going to be tricky.
And it's going to be tricky. We don't know because the state of Illinois, and I know that nobody knows what they're up against. Okay,
right.
And we're all shooting in the dark in some areas. So they keep changing the guidelines. So you think you've got everything set, and then you find out, no, we can't do this. So,
well, and that's.
But we're going to try, and of course, we have an option too to, like, we finished up the spring semester online. We've got a great IT department. We've got that all set up if we have to go back to it, but it's not really a college experience if you're not on campus. Now, saying that, it's going to cost us more money to educate people.
Yeah.
Because we can only take half the students in a classroom, and you social distance. So, but by doing that, if you get your numbers up, then you got to hire more faculty.
That was one of.
It's going to be a challenge.
That was one of the things I was hearing about, the larger campuses, like Illinois and SIU and Illinois State, where you have basically lecture halls full of kids. And
can't do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's an assembly of a lot of people.
Right.
I sat in an accounting every 8 a.m. Monday and Wednesday for a whole year in Champaign with 700 people.
Oh, yeah.
In an auditorium, and at 8 a.m. and it was the worst. I probably didn't sit in there as often as I was supposed to.
Well, that was like when I went to SIU. They weren't that big, but, I came from a high school that didn't have 100 students.
Right.
And I got down there, and you got 200 in a classroom.
Yeah.
Or maybe more. It was quite a cultural shock.
Kind of a culture change, isn't it?
But we won't be experiencing that this year.
No. Hopefully soon, though.
Yeah.
That's Bill Hawley. I'm Bruce Dickey. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. We'll come back, talk about all kinds of different things. Welcome. Come on back.
At Back and Body Works Chiropractic, we help you feel better naturally. We can help your whole family from newborns to the elderly. We offer auriculotherapy for smoking cessation and appetite control. We use acupuncture to improve health and well-being in the mind and body. We offer high-quality herbal supplements for adults and children, as well as CBD oil. We also offer exercise classes for women of every age, size, and fitness level. Stop by and see us on the square in Louisville.
Call my mommy.
I'm a bunch of wind. And just like your stomach after that strip mall sushi, I'm a bit unpredictable.
Let's redecorate.
What's the matter, Tanya? I thought you loved being spontaneous. And if you got the wrong home insurance coverage, I might break the bank too. So get Allstate.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. In Salem, call Brandy Drinkpool.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get ahead of the game at Carter Athletic Academy, where the goal is to transform you into the best young athlete you can be. Performance in football, volleyball, soccer, baseball, and softball. Professional private lessons and clinics are always available with Carter Athletic Academy's expert training staff. Carter's exclusive Hit Track system brings skill development as well as exciting gameplay to batting cages. Plus, the Academy is the perfect spot for your special event or celebration. The Carter Athletic Academy in Fairfield. Scheid Diesel Service Company is your anything diesel full-service center and fuel injection shop. Scheid Diesel offers the quickest turnaround times to get you back on the road. Scheid Diesel can service any diesel engine from agricultural, construction, heavy-duty truck, and automotive. Let Scheid rebuild your pump, injectors, or turbos. Need custom fuel lines? Scheid has you covered. With a drive-in service, they offer a variety of services, including oil changes, engine rebuilds, DOT inspections, and DPF cleanings. For unmatched quality, think Scheid Diesel Service Company. Anything diesel. Morning, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. Bill Hawley is here. He is a broadcaster, a businessman, a former teacher. He does all kinds of stuff. He's an educator, and we are glad to have him, or appreciate him being here today, taking some time out of his busy schedule to basically come in. A lot of today, I think when folks see somebody who has been doing what you've been doing for so long, as the voice of the Salem Wildcats, they want people to tell stories. I suspect you get that occasionally from time to time.
Oh, I get that a lot, and I enjoy it, especially if you're getting together with some of the athletes that have gone through Salem High School or some of the other schools that I've covered. And, of course, for a long time I covered Kaskaskia College men's and women's.
Were you ever home?
No. No.
Your wife is a saint.
It was one of those deals. And it's just like broadcasting. I'm just going to do it, part-time for a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. And
it gets in your blood.
That's exactly right.
What gets in your blood is the student athletes.
Right.
And the dedication they have and the hours they put in and how hard they work, and nobody's paying them, and they're not getting commercial money. And,
no.
I enjoy it.
It's a lot of fun.
It's a pure sport.
Let's talk basketball.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit of basketball. You noticed here on my wall I do have a picture of Jay Scheidler.
Jay Scheidler, the blonde bomber.
Is that the best high school shooter you ever saw? I'm going to say best high school player because he kind of only played on one end.
He played on one end, but that's all Coach Felling demanded. So, he was amongst them, without a doubt. I thought that... going back many years, Greg Sterick at Marion.
Yeah. JoJo Johnson.
Had a smooth stroke. I got to watch JoJo Johnson. JoJo was hot and cold.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was hot, he could run you out of a gym. I remember we were playing him in a regional championship game at Benton.
Right.
And had him down like 20 points at half, and he might have had 6 points. And,
no kidding.
Yeah, in the second half.
Oh, no.
He made everything. I don't care if he was falling into the bleachers. Everything he put up went in. And, of course, we lost the regional championship.
Yeah.
But, he was a good shooter. Sterick was a pure shooter, as was Scheidler. Of course, Felling taught people how to shoot. Other coaches said you couldn't teach kids how to shoot once they got to high school.
I went to a Felling camp.
Yeah, but
a shooting camp.
Yeah, but it's good to run a shooting camp when you got Scheidlers and Leasties and Novsiks and people like that shooting.
Simmons.
Yeah, and Simmons, the mule.
Yeah.
He'd just put him on his back and carry him. And that was a great run at Lawrenceville. And when you used to walk into the old Lawrenceville gym and see those back-to-back state championship pictures on the wall, and
see all four posters.
Oh, it was quite an experience.
Tell me about some of the personalities. You dealt more with coaches probably than players, certainly.
Right.
Over the course of the last 40 or 50 years. Where do you find more personalities? Coaching basketball or coaching football?
Well, you get to know the basketball coaches better than you do the football coaches, just because of the scheduling and all that stuff.
You get a chance. To sit with them when they're scouting, for that matter.
Right, but you find some that are just like Felling. I mean, you could write several books on him, and
right.
What a personality he was, and I never forget some of the stuff he did, but the stuff he put on the floor was excellent.
Yeah.
And they can say, well, he recruited or he didn't recruit, or I'm like that. Some people say, well, they always win at home. Well, but they win.
They win.
I mean, we could have the same schedule they got and couldn't win. So you still got to give the coach a little credit. But he was outstanding. Well, there were a lot of good coaches that, you get to know them during the game. You get to know them because we get to interview them all season long. I mean, football coaches we interview maybe 9 times.
And maybe not at their best time.
Maybe not at their best. Well, I never interview a coach until the next day.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You don't talk to them that
night. I made that a hard, fast rule when I started, because I saw too many coaches on other stations getting fired or getting in trouble.
Getting in trouble because of what they said?
Their emotions are high.
Oh, yeah.
And you get them on right after a game, and they're still mad. They're still upset. And I don't think people understand how much of their time and effort they put into the game. And
you're looking at 70 or 80 hours a week some of these guys are putting in.
We try to get them on Saturday morning, and by that time, hopefully, they've calmed down a little bit.
I've got 2 Felling stories that I could tell you, and both of them were after he was gone from Lawrenceville. He's at Indiana for both of them, but I ran into him twice. I ran into him outside Busch Stadium one time. We were just waiting online to get tickets, and I walked up and introduced myself because I was still in school whenever his last team. My best friend played against them in the sectional final, got beat 97-37 or some. Fairfield was terrible that year. Somehow got to the sectional final, but we met outside of the ballpark at Busch Stadium. A lot of fun. Had a nice chat with him and his young lady friend. And the next time was about 2 years later. I was over at Edwardsville, hanging out with friends like, do when you're in college, that age, at college or maybe a little after. And we went to one of those, I think it was Pops, one of those all-night places. And it's a dancing, it's a rock place. It's a fun bar, a fun place to go. Afterward, we went to Waffle House, and it's like 4 a.m. And I'm sitting in Waffle House, and over at the next table is Ron Feller with another couple of gals.
That's Ron.
Hi, Ron. How you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'll never forget. He was, of course, he was so successful as a coach, and then he decided that, he wasn't going to coach anymore.
Right.
And I get over there to a football game, and it's pouring down rain, and you can't see.
Right.
And there's a guy up there directing traffic, and it's Ron Felling.
What was he doing?
Directing traffic. That was his assignment. Since he wasn't coaching anymore. I said, you might want to consider going back into coaching. He said, to miss out on this fun, and boy, he had those lights going, and he was parking people.
A nice orange poncho going.
Didn't bother him.
Oh, that's great. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that's Bill Hawley. I'm Bruce Dickey. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back right after this. Stick around.
Are you needing to advertise or promote your business or special event? At Meager Sign and Graphics, they can print and install laminated vinyl on all sizes of metal, PVC, and plastic sign material. Meagers offers all types of vinyl options with professional installation on your vehicles, walls, and windows, or just about anything else you would like to be personalized. Meagers also offers all sizes of PVC and mesh banners. Meagers is now able to offer LED message centers. Stop in or call Kevin Blank or Danny King at Meager Sign and Graphics for all your lettering and advertising needs.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local Hankook tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians, and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Welcome to Zinc Building Center. My dad and Ryan work here. They sell lumber, paint, doors, windows, plumbing, electrical, and much more. Oh yeah, they sell guns too. Zinc Building Center on Route 45 and Louisville. It's a cool place.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today is Bill Hawley from WJBD, as well as from Wilson & Wilson Monuments, as well as from Kaskaskia College. And what else are you from?
Oh, I'm from a lot of things. I've been very fortunate, been able to serve on a number of different boards, and
yeah, so all
I've enjoyed it
all over the place. We kind of got away from Salem sports in the last chat. Let's focus a little bit more. You have been doing Salem's games for the last 48 years. Off and on.
Since December of 71. In football and in basketball, and probably did you ever do any baseball games for Salem? Did.
I was going to say, I didn't know if they ever.
Been a long time.
I didn't know if they ever did any. I know they don't do them on the radio anymore, but
they still do some.
Do they still do some?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him down there.
Yeah, Toby does baseball.
Okay, well, I haven't seen him down there. We just must be missing him whenever we're doing our games down there. Right. Over that period of time, there have been various levels of success, more probably for football for the earlier part, and maybe basketball up and down. Who do you, if you had to pick like an all top 5 basketball team or something, who would be your top 5 since you've been broadcasting?
Well,
or could you even pick?
Yeah, it would be tough to do. I mean, you would have to go back and, first of all, I'd have to put Marla Sapp on there.
Yeah.
And
boys and girls, yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to combine them.
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
And there's been people that have broken her records, but she set the trend. Mm-hmm. That there could be women athletics, and not only could there be women athletics, but
successful.
They knew how to play.
Right.
And, of course, carried it on into college, and now it's going into our college's Hall of Fame. So, you know, you have
Where'd
to
you go to school?
I knew you'd ask me that, and I don't remember.
If you hadn't mentioned she's going to Hall of Fame,
I hadn't mentioned it. Anyway, we'll find out for you.
Oh, okay.
But she just, you know, was a trailblazer for the women's side. And then, of course, after that, Janet Holst came along. She brought teams that went to the state tournament.
Yeah.
There were great players on all those teams. Katie Metter came along. She could have played on either team.
You think? Oh, yeah, is that right?
Either the girls or the boys. And now the coach at Centralia.
Yeah.
Which some of us in Salem still have a hard time with, but you know,
we'll
still root for her.
Well, of course you root for her, but as long as they're not playing Salem, I guess.
Right. And on the boys' side, I always had the first team. Don Jones, I thought, was one of the better athletes we ever had. He was quarterback of the football team. He was point guard in basketball. He was a pitcher in baseball. You know, that was back when you played all sports.
Yeah, like Chip Hilton All-American.
And he did a great job. Jimmy Gall, who was an outstanding player, went on to play at the University of Hawaii, and still out in Hawaii.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So I don't know what all he's doing out there, but
I remember
he's never come back home.
I remember names like Mike Metter.
Oh, yeah.
And well, there was a kid that played Paul Wofsig back in the day that was one of the better tight ends that I ever saw.
Well, football, we were just blessed.
Well, I guess, it's football side, yeah.
That was the football side. So, you know, trying to put together a top, I mean, Tommy Kane was a great athlete for Salem High School. The Metters,
you know, the one
Wofsig you mentioned, but
Yeah.
he was outstanding. But we've had a lot of them on the football side.
It's kind of tough to keep track I've only done it for 25 years at Carmi, Edwards County, and then Fairfield for several years, and now here. It's a little bit difficult to keep track unless because the kids change, but the helmets and jerseys don't, you know?
Well, and that's like kids recognize you, but you don't recognize them out of uniform.
That's right.
If you don't get to interact with them.
right.
That was different when I was teaching and coaching and doing radio at Salem. Then, you know, you got to know them a little better, but it is different. And the whole thing is that they are so dedicated to the sport, and you start naming people and you're going to leave somebody out, and I'm not. People say, well, when did we last do this? Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I do the games. I call the games.
That's right.
But it doesn't stick in my memory. And I rely on Mike McManus or people like that.
You talk to the newspaper guys.
Yeah, or Bruce Hickson, who does, I mean, he remembers it like it was yesterday. Well, after he tells me, then I remember it.
That's the interesting thing. I'm like that too, Bill. I mean, look, with Fairfield, when they went to the state tournament in '92, I wasn't doing the games yet, and I remember that like it was yesterday because I was a fan and I went to every game and I watched them all and just had a ball. And I've been doing Fairfield. I did Fairfield games for another 20 years after that, and I couldn't give you a what year a kid graduated or something like that. I'd have I don't have any idea, you know, something like that. It just flashes by, I guess. It's an interesting phenomenon when folks consider he and I have this in common. Folks consider, well, yeah, you've seen them. You've got to remember, don't you, Bill?
Yeah, don't you remember that?
Of course, yeah.
I remember some of the things. I mean, I remember when we finally got over the hump and won the regional tournament at Taylorville. But, you know, and
remember the nice
one of Marla's sons was on that team, and, you know, they've contributed a lot to athletics in Salem, but a lot of families have. I mean, you talk about the Metters. I mean, they just kept sending athletes out to play.
And that's the thing. You look at when you look at the Hall of Fame or plaques, which is, by the way, Salem. Their Hall of Fame is outstanding. You can go to different schools all over Southern Illinois and not find a nicer Hall of Fame than how they treat the kids at Salem.
We appreciate that. Scott Stewart does a great job.
Yeah,
and
but you'll see Metter.
Oh yeah, yeah, and we had a lot of old-time football players that did pretty well too.
Yeah, well,
like Jim Finks.
I was going to say Jim Finks. You could talk about.
He did pretty well.
Yeah, he didn't do too killing bad. Over the course of his career,
he did well.
I'll tell you what, we're going to take one last break here. We'll wrap things up here in just a sec with Bill Hawley here from WJBD in Salem. Appreciate you tuning in. Come on back in a sec.
Make Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield your fashion leader. We're the little boutique with the big inventory of beautiful, trendy outfits and clothing in a wide array of your favorite name brands. And don't forget our large selection of jewelry and accessories. Carnaby Square is Southern Illinois' largest dealer of Brighton. At Carnaby Square, we take pride in our one-on-one, knowledgeable customer service and look forward to helping you create your own special look. Plus, always free gift wrapping. Find endless gift ideas 24/7 at CarnabySquare.com and on our Facebook page. Shop the fashion leader in downtown Fairfield, Carnaby Square.
When it comes to your banking, you have as many options as colors in the crayon box. That's why you can bank your way at Teutopolis State Bank. What works best for you may be different from what works best for your neighbor. Teutopolis State Bank is built to serve all your banking needs, whether it's online banking, mobile check deposit, text banking, or just stopping in to see them at one of their 3 convenient locations. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender, it's Teutopolis State Bank. Banking made personal since 1913.
Napa know-how.
At Flora Auto Parts, you can count on the Napa know-how experts to have the solutions to keep you running on the road or in the field. More than just your car, your locally owned Napa store carries a large inventory of parts for farms, heavy trucks, and just about everything that moves. Experienced counter people understand your needs and are ready to help with the perfect part at a great value. That's Napa know-how at Flora Auto Parts.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Are you tired of searching high and low in those big chain stores to find what you need and deserve some royal treatment? Come to the King, Rural King in Salem. The friendly folks at Rural King will never leave you searching for those hard to find items on your list. Farm, home, sporting, automotive, and clothing. Oh, and did I mention we also have everything else, along with all of the quality brands that you deserve. Salem Rural King is a proud retailer of the steel product line. Your searching is over when you know the King, Rural King in Salem.
In 1916, Warren Miller chose Auto Owners Insurance. Later, his son made the same choice, as did his grandson. And today, his great-granddaughter did the same. As we reflect on where we've been, we're grateful to our independent agents and to those who have put their trust in us, and to the generations who will. Auto Owners Insurance.
Harrison Insurance in Louisville is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this beautiful Friday. What is this? Thursday morning.
Better be Thursday.
It's Thursday. Yeah. Thank you very much.
It's the 16th.
It's the 16th. Well, you say I already told you it was the 16th.
Yeah, it'll be my birthday. So.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I thought you'd have a cake and everything.
I didn't know.
Yeah, there you go.
I tell you what, next time I'm at the Salem tournament, I'll bring you some. I'll bring you some sloppy Joe. How's that?
Okay, well that'd be good.
They treat us great, by the way. The Salem, that's the thing. Bill and I, we've been to hospitality rooms all over the state, all over Southern Illinois. Some hospitality rooms are of a different sort than others.
Right.
During the Salem tournaments, both the girls and the boys, I believe, right?
Yes.
The hospitality room for media, this is for media and coaches and officials and that kind of thing. We probably don't say enough about how nice they treat us, do we?
They do a super job.
And at Salem, it's outstanding. So, thanks again in advance.
Yeah, because we'll be back. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hopefully we'll be back. What do you think, Bill? I don't know how much attention you've been paying to the conference realignment going on affecting Salem and Flora and Fairfield and the Black Diamond, Little Illini, Cahokia, all over the place. What do you think about that?
Everybody's still trying to find their niche.
Yeah, aren't they really?
And trying to find a spot where they fit in. Especially the old NEC schools.
Yeah.
That's like they played together for so many years. One of the longest running conferences in the state of Illinois. And
80 years.
Yeah. So now, even though they moved to different conferences, it's just some of them are having a hard time fitting in. I think for the Cahokia Conference, they've done a great job aligning themselves for the future.
If you haven't heard what the Cahokia Conference has done, they expanded to 18 teams and added. Had been 14, right?
No, we added 5 new teams.
Okay, and then 13. They added 5 new teams and split into 3 different conferences: a high enrollment, middle enrollment, mid-size, and smaller size enrollment for football. Basketball's still going to be only split in 2, right?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah, as far as we know.
I haven't seen the schedule yet, so. But what they've done, they've tried to get the large schools, the medium schools, and the small schools, and so everybody's on sort of a level playing field when it comes to football. And I think
that makes a ton of sense.
I think it'll work out well. I mean, Columbia and Freeburg probably are going to get bigger.
Right.
Breeze Central, Salem, hopefully going to stay the same.
Right.
And I don't know about Roxana and Wood River. So.
Do you know if there was interest? I'd heard. This is the rumor mill, and you have your ear to the ground occasionally too. But I heard that there was a Mater Dei. The Breeze Mater Dei was. I'm not going to say refused, but there was some interest in Breeze Mater Dei, and then there was some folks who said, maybe don't even apply or something. Did you hear anything about Breeze Mater Dei?
I did not. I would be surprised because they do so well as an independent.
Yeah, but in football they have difficulty.
They have difficulty getting
scheduled.
Well, it's like East St. Louis, where they play in California.
East St. Louis, Ohio last year.
I know, but they're going to California this year.
Are they going to California?
If they have a season.
Wow.
Now, first of all, how do you justify it? Second of all, how do you pay for it?
I'm guessing the people in California are bringing them out.
That's what I would guess, or ESPN.
Yeah. Well, ESPN was the one who took them to Ohio.
And ESPN's taking them to California. But they have that problem all the time. I mean, every time I look up, they've got to travel 4 or 5 hours to get a game, even in the state of Illinois. So,
well, you see that in the playoffs too.
Right.
Speaking of playoffs, it was to me it was really gratifying to see Coach Green and the kids get back into the playoffs this year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a thrill. I know it ended on a disappointing note for them, a game that they felt they should have won, but hey, that's why they play all 4 quarters.
That's right.
And you got to give the kids from Benton some credit because they just kept
Well, they came back. They didn't quit.
Kept fighting and hung in there. It was a hard-hitting football game, and it just, when the clock ended, we were on the losing side. But Had it gone on for a few more minutes, we might have been
I was going to
back
say
on
that
top.
was one of those games you see where you think, oh, the last team with the ball is gonna be the
And we were
winner.
the last team with the ball, but there wasn't any time.
Wasn't any time,
Yeah,
right? But I mean, over the whole going into that season, I know the coach. Like Coach Green said that they were planning on playoffs, but a lot of times that's coach speak. I know a lot of folks I talked to in the community maybe were hopeful, but over the course of Salem football, they have not been that successful. And I think a lot of folks in the community got behind that team as the year went on, didn't they?
What has happened? Coach Green and his staff have got numbers.
Yeah.
No other school has that. But it starts because they work at the grade school level, and they bring them up all the way through in the program. And by the time they get there, you've got parents and grandparents, and you got a good following.
Right.
But you've also got numbers. And,
right.
Now that they've started using some of the soccer players as well for kickers, it works out. Unless they got a soccer game.
Well, that makes sense.
It takes priority.
It does take.
So,
I got it. There is nothing more frustrating than being a fan of a team in high school football that refuses to work on a kicking kicking game.
Yeah.
I mean, because I can understand. I can understand feeling like I'm gonna go for 2 points. I'll get it anyway, and then I'll do a better average of hitting 2 points. I can see that part of it. However, when you look at what kind of a weapon a good kicker can be in the kickoffs, and it's just the difference is astonishing. A team starting at the 40 versus a team starting at the 20.
Yeah, it's an amazing stat, and you got to have a kicker.
You got to have a kicker.
If you don't, you're in trouble. And it's like, I'll go for 2 every time. Well, sometimes it works out. Sometimes you lose by 6 points because you missed.
That's
3
right.
times.
Sometimes you lose by. Sometimes you lose 21-20.
It's a tough call, but I think it's a lot easier if you know you've got a kicker you can rely on. Then you take your 1 point, you go on, unless you're in a situation where you got to have 2.
Yeah.
Then and it gives you an option of kicking a field goal.
That's right.
I mean, even though we're reluctant to do it because it's not like the pros where you practice it all the time, so you don't know what's going to happen.
That's right.
You could have a bad snap, you could have a bad hold. Somebody misses a blocking assignment, all kinds of things can go wrong.
But Salem, they've won. Didn't they win a game last year because they had a field goal kicker? I was trying to.
We had games where we thought we should have kicked.
Yeah.
But Coach Green didn't agree with us.
Well, he's the one in charge.
And I should.
And that's why you talk to him on the Saturday as opposed to Friday night.
That's why he is the coach. And we're the announcers.
Yeah, you never coached anything, have you? I never have coached it. What'd you coach?
I coached assistant coach in football and baseball and track at Salem.
How long ago did you?
That was in the early 70s.
Okay, before you were doing the play-by-play.
Yeah. We had. I was head freshman coach for 2 years.
No kidding. How was your team?
Well, I was a genius the first year and the stupidest person on earth the second year. It's when you get humbled.
Yeah,
and you find out,
it can be a very
humbling. Find out that if you don't have the horses, you're probably not going to win.
I know the feeling. I've seen it before. Hey, Bill, thank you so much for being here. Really enjoyed it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Bill Hawley from WJBD. I appreciate you tuning in today. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Got to take the points. Have a great day. See you soon.